Say that you are listening to KOPN Columbia 89.5 FM, Mid-Missouri source for in-depth news, diverse talk, music of the world. It's more than radio. It is your community radio station here, KOPN Columbia, on the web, kopn.org, and on your FM dial 89.5.
You know something else that's cool that's happening today?
What's that?
Mike? We're having these brown bag interviews over the lunch hour, noon to 1.
I think Kevin today, right?
Kevin was yesterday.
Was Kevin yesterday?
Missed it.
Oh, I blew it.
Dang.
I wanted to see that,
well,
actually.
they were recorded. Today it's Margie Sable, which I don't know that you ever crossed paths with her because she was, back in the earlier history of KOP.
Yeah, I remember the name, but I don't think we've ever met.
She's still around town, and she's coming up to talk about her time up here. She did a show called The Brazen Hussy, and was also very much involved in the feminist programming in general. We used to have women's weekends up here, lots of, there was lots of real support for women getting on the air back when we first started, because you could virtually hear no women on the
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, on
on
KOPN these days, I mean, you hear the ladies as much as the men. Certainly, right? I love it. There's some great.
And there are more women in broadcasting in general now. But
that's true. Back
this
then,
is like in the
70s, 80s,
early 70s, 80s.
Yeah,
there were not. So it was an interesting time because we were working out the dynamics of that. Like, how much power do women have?
Right.
Or not.
Or not. Well, it's been a remarkable history here at KOPN.
So people can come and hear more about it at noon. And now,
so Margie today at noon.
Margie today at noon, and then that's the.
And is
the
it just like somebody interviewing her, or is it a discussion?
I think Sean's going to interview her. No. I think it's Sarah Catlin.
I see.
It's going to interview her. It's recorded. It's videotaped actually. It's going to be part of our archives, historical oral archives.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, there for people who aren't familiar, there are a lot of projects that are going on up here all the time. We have a remarkable historical collection of recordings that go back, even some of them prior to the station even being open. I mean, there's some stuff from the late 60s and the early 70s that was recorded here in the Columbia area, like involved with the university, things like that. All that stuff is on, I'll be darned, Dave Angle in the house. But there's an ongoing project to digitize that stuff and really keep it for posterity and for the historical value that it really has. It's remarkable.
Audio tape only lasts for a certain number of years, and then it's beyond listenable. So we're trying to catch up with that now, and have been for quite a few years. The project sort of ebbs and flows because it does, once again, take money. So if you want to help with that, 874-5676 or 1-800-895-5676. We have to send along a little money with those tapes so that they get baked and digitized.
That's right. I am going to switch gears here real fast. Thank you, Christine. And say hello to my good friend Dave Angle, who just walked into the studio. That's what we call it, open mic radio. So I guess it's kind of the idea. I'm doing great. I'm thrilled to see you. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks for inviting me. I would like to say that the Daves just made their donation. And as a part of our donation, we covered the 50 cents, too.
Hey, that's what we were looking for. All right, well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
And we wanted to come and support Open Mic as well.
I thank you for that, too. And
it really epitomizes what KOPN is. And to have a forum for folks to come in and play music and talk about music and have a local connection, that is unique in this world. And we're lucky to have you and to have KOPN.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it, and the station appreciates it. For those who are not familiar, you are listening to Open Mic Radio, and what we do here is have local, regional, independent musicians come down to the studio, and sometimes they bring their instruments, sometimes they don't, but we always talk and learn a little bit about them and where they come from and the kind of music that they play. And typically we do hear some live music in the studio, and I saw that you brought your guitar with you.
I brought the old Gibson with me, and in an unusual thing for me, I have a little KOPN ditty to play, if you would allow it. Yes.
Well, I will. I'll tell you what, I'm going to play a song that I've got queued up, and then you and I can get set up and make sure we got the mics and everything. But we will come back and listen to some live music from Dave Angle, who I'm so thrilled to stop by to say hi. In the meantime, this is Open Mic Radio, and this is a song from Paul Weber and the Scrappers.
Scrappity Dap.
The Scrappity Dap, and this one is called Don't Call Me.
Call me on your cell phone when you're riding around in your automobile. Don't push that button to call me when you're operating a motor vehicle. Come slung in a hammock, smiling ear to ear between the trees. Don't call me on your landline when you're sitting in your prison cell. Don't call me on your landline when you're working retail sales. Call me when you're snowblind in the coldest winter of your mind. I'm waiting for the day when the power goes out, and maybe then we'll find something to talk about. Hey. I'm waiting for the day when the power goes out, and maybe then we'll find something to talk about.
All right, Paul Weber and the Scrappers. That is a song called Don't Call Me, and it's off their self-titled record from about a year ago or so. Looking forward to more material from Paul and the Scrappers. And
Dome certified twang.
That's right. They I don't know if they're doing any more recording this summer or not. I think they're going to be out traveling a little bit, but Paul's keeps himself pretty busy over the summertime.
Can't wait for laying back time, I think.
Right. Well, okay.
Farmer that he is.
They are doing a Summerfest show, though, I think on like the 12th of July or something. I'll try to get the whole band back down here before that show.
Oh, that's right, with Lucero.
Lucero, yeah. Kind of came out of nowhere, that band, but they're the big time now. So, all right, we have my friend Dave Angle in the studio. And Dave is quite a musician in his own right.
Shucks!
Oh, come on, man! One of the best Delta blues players, certainly around these parts. And if you haven't caught him and Dave Durnley and any of the other Daves that might be joining them at any given time,
a variety of sundry characters.
Yeah, quite a group actually. And are you doing? I think you're playing a happy hour this weekend, or no?
We have this standing Lucky's Market gig on the second Saturday of each month, which happens to be tomorrow, from 5 to 7. And if I may dare say, cold beverages are a mere $2.
Is that right?
That is right, and they are mighty fine beverages. It's not the low grade beverage.
Yeah, well, that's a pretty cool scene over there at Lucky's. It's sort of counterintuitive. You think I'm going to go over to the grocery store and watch some music and have a beer, but it's really a neat little atmosphere.
It is quite a little cafe they have, and I'm happy that we Tony Lotvin, who plays saxophone with us, encouraged us to book this gig, and we were a little reluctant at first, but once we showed up and it was so easy and pleasant, we were very, very happy to have done it.
Awesome.
But I would be remiss if I did not also say on July 13th, which is Friday the 13th,
okay.
Our actual vinyl album release party is at Logboat, and Bartholomew, there it is, right there in the air room.
I've got it queued up. Actually, I didn't really expect you to come down. I've got the album on over there. I'm still probably going to play something for it at some point, but yeah.
Well, and new to that particular gig is Bartholomew Bean, who you had on last week, is going to open the show.
Fantastic.
So B. Bean is going to play probably about 7, and then we're going to play probably about 8. And rumor has it they're going to be erecting some cover there at the Logboat patio between now and then, so it's going to be even more pleasant at that great community place.
Awesome. So that'll be outside at Logboat.
Indeed, and if it gets way too hot, then we'll just pull it inside. So don't let the weather, whatever the weather is, don't let it hold you back from coming out. Friday, July 13th.
All right, put that on your schedule, people. That's going to be a great show. We got Bart Bean opening for the Daves.
And it's a full contingent of the Daves. The Hoot and Holler fellas will have returned from Europe by that time.
Right.
So John and his VSO will be in the house.
We got Dave
Andy.
Randall and Dave Ream will be joining.
And Andy and Farmer Paul, I hope, will come down. If you're listening, Paul, please come down.
All right.
And then, of course, Dave and I and Tony.
All right. Well, that'll be fantastic. If you haven't caught the Daves out and about, you really should. They're fantastic. And we're going to get a little piece of...
Oh, shucks.
Oh, come on now. So we will get a little taste of at least one side of the Daves.
Well, now, this is unusual. I got up this morning and was thinking about coming down here, and I am not a songwriter, but I wrote this somewhat subtle message about KOPN.
Well, let's hear it. This is Dave Angle. You're listening to it live on Open Mic Radio, KOPN, Columbia.
I don't want to hear from Cole or Chase or Luke. That shit hits my ears and I just want to puke. I got nothing against old Stevie Ray, but you can hear that cat anywhere, on any day. And Spotify's gonna make me cry, take 1,000,000 plays just to try and get by, yeah, yeah. It don't matter who fits the suit, all that matters, man, is who speaks the truth, yeah, yeah. So give me community, let's hear it again. Turn your radio dial to KOPN, yeah, yeah. So I just got that one set of lyrics, so we're gonna go back and play it again. Now I don't wanna hear from Cole or Chase or Luke. That shit hits my ears and I just wanna puke. I got nothing against old Stevie Ray, but you can hear him anywhere on any old day. Yes, Spotify's gonna make me cry. I'll take 1,000,000 plays just to try and get by, yeah, yeah. It don't matter who fits the suit, it just matters who's gonna speak the truth, yeah, yeah. So give me community, let's hear it again. Turn your radio dial to KOPN, yeah, yeah. Give me community, let's hear it again. Turn your radio dial to KOPN 89.5. Yeah, yeah.
I love it. I love it.
That's the open mic song right there.
Well, that is a beauty, and thank you for writing that, and I hope everybody out there appreciates what you just heard.
It's a not so subtle message.
It's a beautiful message and a good one. I've been trying my best this morning to help raise a little money for the station. Some people out there are familiar with what we do here and recognize the importance of it and do their best to support. Others perhaps don't, and we're just trying to keep it flowing and increase the support here.
You shall not hear Cole or Chase or Luke on open mic.
That's right, you won't. That's right, you will not. We will hear people like Paul Weber and the Scrappers, though. We will hear the Daves. We had, let's see, who has been on the program in the last month or so? Dave Durnley, of course, your partner, was here and did some solo stuff. We had Ruth Acuff.
Oh, man, what a community gem.
Jeff
Ruth
Mueller.
Is so unique and so talented. It's amazing.
Amazing. John Randall, of course, from the Hoot and Hollers was down. And, when John does his solo stuff, it's so different, of course, than when he's playing with the band. But that was a thrill to have him down here to play some acoustic music.
What a great show!
And of course, like you said, Bean was here last week. I've got some stuff coming up that I'd like to mention. I really wasn't. I didn't know what to do today because we're trying to raise money, so I invited just some of my buddies down, and Dave showed up, which is real cool. I think Diggy is on his way
Diggy
down
Splash
here.
is coming down?
Yeah.
Oh, look out.
Yeah, he's an interesting character, too, and he's not drumming for the Furs anymore because he's got a lot of personal projects that I think that he's kind of devoting more of his time to. So we're going to talk a little bit
I look forward to hearing
about
that.
what he's doing. Next week, I'm hoping to have Violet and the Undercurrents here. There is a show at the Blue Note that's called the Jane Doe Review, which is a benefit for. I'm not sure if it's for the National Organization of Women or if it involves some of the more local groups. But it's a show for to be supportive of the females in the community here, and I'm hoping that Violet and Phil Sean can come down and talk on Friday a little bit about that show. And John Galbraith will be down here in a couple weeks. Eddie Boster.
Those guys will probably write 300 songs between now and then.
I'll tell you what, they're talking about prolific songwriters. I saw Galbraith the other night. He opened for his
Cracker.
band opened for Cracker, which was, and man, I'll tell you, John is great. He's just a virtuoso on that guitar, man.
Amen to that.
So anyway, lots of good stuff coming up on this program over the next few weeks. If you like it, if you like local, regional, independent music, and you support the scene, which is so powerful and so remarkable here in mid-Missouri, if you are not, if you're a music fan, and I understand some people just, they just don't, they like to read or they do something other than listen to music. I understand that, or they appreciate other forms of art. But if you are a music fan and you aren't actively involved in seeing some of the local, regional stuff around these parts, you're really missing out because you're living in a place where there's a bunch of great musicians, men and women, who are playing all the time and mixing it up, always collaborating, different projects, different people, and a really, really impressive scene. And I encourage everybody to try to get a piece of it.
And the scene doesn't really work without KOPN. The ability to broadcast events and live sounds and just talk about it enhances the scene beyond imagination here on the Imagination Station.
It's true.
It doesn't really work without KOPN.
Well,
so let's make sure it's still on the air.
Yeah, please remember that phone number and consider strongly giving us a call at 573-874-5676 or online at kopn.org. You can donate securely, and we've got all kinds of premiums, prizes, bonuses that local businesses and organizations have donated to the station to make your donation go even further. We've got tickets to all kinds of shows that are coming up tonight at Rose, for example. Let's see.
Lightning.
You know anything about Lightning Malcolm?
Lightning Malcolm is he's an amazing person. One of the cats that is based out of Mississippi.
Really?
Where
like Mississippi John Hurt type of fella or something like that?
Well, not so much like John, but he is based out of Mississippi, and he can play just about anything that he comes across. And I think the the promotional paragraph that Rose was putting out described it pretty accurately in terms about a unique blues man, and you know, those things can sometimes that phraseology sometimes might not work together, but for Lightning it does. So you should go down, definitely.
All right, so that's tonight. So for a pledge of $60, you'll get your normal premium, and there's a bunch of other things that you can get, but you'll also get a pair of tickets. You'll actually be on the guest list for the Lightning Malcolm show tonight, and that's also
I like to say Lightning.
That's right. Not forget the G, right? And forget it. Anyway, Flood Brothers will be there too, and
Ina,
yeah, the Ina Cook Band, and Randy Oxford. Not familiar with Randy Oxford?
also on the bill?
Yeah.
Huh, nor I.
Yeah. And what else we got? I got OK Computers 20th anniversary. They've got a special going on. That's Saturday night. We got tickets for that. We've got more Lightning Mountain. Let's see. How about this? Austin Jones and the Boot Heel Boys.
Austin's a local delight. He's got his album coming out. I believe that's probably his album release show that is part of the promotional availabilities here for you to pledge.
He's a local cat?
Mm-hmm. And the Boot Heel Boys.
All right. That's somebody I might have to get here on the program.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he would be a great guest to have, and I'm sure he'd be happy to do it.
Okay. Well, so that's the kind of stuff we've got. We got lots of good stuff for people who call and pledge their support. Give us a call. 573-874-5676, 1-800-895-5676, or do it on the web at kopn.org. And I think right now we're going to play a piece of music from the Daves.
Woohoo!
And this is from their recently released record titled The Daves. I can tell that Andy did the artwork. It's so, I mean,
indeed,
you know, it's his writing.
Hand-drawn font.
You can just
180 gram vinyl.
Yeah, this vinyl album actually is like the real deal vinyl. It's heavy. You don't want to be hit with it. We are going to hear Candyman, an old John Hurt song, I think. And once again, the Daves will be coming to you live on the 13th.
Friday the
13th of July, and that's at Logboat in the Park, and that's going to be a great show. Bart Bean will be there as well. I'll be there, and I hope you guys are too.
It will be your first chance to buy the record.
That's right. We want as many people to have a copy of this as possible. It's not one you're going to see around too much. All right, this is called Candyman, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. It's Open Mic Radio, KOPN Columbia.
Gather around, good sweet candy man's in town, candy man. Yacht stick candy by 9 inch long, sell it fast, hog chews, corn candy man. Oh, candy man. Now you and the candy man looking mighty thick. You must be stuck on the candy maze. Ladies say Candyman, Candyman. Don't stand too close, Candyman. You're gonna easy stick a candy baby in your hand, Candyman, Candyman. Now you and the Candyman looking mighty thick. You must be stuck on the Candyman stick.
Let's do one more from that record.
Well, baby, I ain't going down that long dog road all by myself. I'm not going down that long dog road all by myself. take a poor boy's money. Got to kill me before you take mine. A spider, spider climbing up the wall. It's a spider. Oh, baby, spider, spider. I'm in down the wall. You know, I asked that spider. She wanna rest his hole. Well, baby, where were you when the Frisco left the yard? Can't you hear me, baby? You know I'm talking to you. Tell me, where were you, baby, when the Frisco left the yard? You know I'm standing here, but the police got me bound. Well, I ain't gonna marry, baby. I ain't gonna settle down. Can't you hear me talking to you right now? I ain't gonna marry, baby. You know I ain't settling down. I'm gonna stand right here until my mustache strikes the ground. So I ain't going down that long dark road all by myself. I ain't going down that long dark road all by myself. Can you, baby, or carrying somebody else? If I ain't can you, girl, or carry somebody else. If I ain't can you, baby, I'm gonna carry somebody else. You better watch your back, baby.
All right, there's a couple from the Daves. And you're listening to it on Open Mic Radio, KOPN Columbia, 89.5 FM. It's about 9:30 on Friday, the 8th of June. Lovely Friday morning, a little bit warm today, maybe 90, 92, something like that, but sunny, and maybe a chance of some showers a little bit later. But for the most part, just a typical hot summer day here in mid-Missouri. And, well, nice to be with you this morning. Had Dave Angle in the studio here with me for a few minutes. That was real nice of Dave to stop in and say hello and pledge his support for community radio. Appreciate that, Dave, and to Dave Dernley, who's a part of that remarkable team. That was, we heard a couple songs from their record. And let's see, what did we hear there? We heard Candyman and Dark Road Blues. Don't forget to catch them on the 13th of July. That's going to be a great show out there at Logboat. Okay, Pledge Drive. I am going to say a little bit more about KOPN and why I think that it's important that you give us a call here and pledge your support to this remarkable community resource. I have been involved with KOPN since about 2004. I was heavily involved for about 5 or 6 years until around 2009. I did a program, a late night talk and music program, and I served on the board of directors, and I've worn a number of hats around here. I was kind of absent for about 10 years or so. I have 2 sons and a family, a 14-year-old and an 11-year-old son. For those 10 years in between, I pretty much spent most of my time with the family and didn't devote a whole lot of time to the radio station or community projects in general. Kind of kept it to myself for a few years, but in the last 6 months or so, I decided that I had a little bit more free time. My boys are getting old enough where they can manage quite well on their own and don't need me around quite as much. And there's some interesting things happening here at the radio station that I was interested in and sort of pleased to see. So anyway, I decided to get back involved, and I'm glad that I have. There's still a remarkable group of people that come and go through these doors every day. You'd be surprised just the diversity of information and personalities that come and go from KOPN. I've seen it for years and years, and there's really no place like it here in Columbia as far as I can tell, and I do my best to make my way around. So it's an important part of our community. It's been here on the air for 45 years. There are programs here that anybody will find something that they like at some point during the week, during the day, or during the night. Maybe not every program is for everybody, certainly not, but that's the whole point of it. We've got all kinds of different programs, all kinds of different music, all kinds of different talk shows coming from many different angles, and it's a great place to share and spread information. So with that, I would say please give us a call and support community radio here in mid-Missouri and on the web as well. You know, people can listen to the programs from anywhere in the world. So just because you don't live here doesn't mean that you can't support the station. The number is 573-874-5676. Also 1-800-895-5676 if you're outside of the local 573 area code. And of course online at kopn.org. You can donate securely. We have lots of premiums there. Thank you. I appreciate that. We have lots of premiums and gifts and all kinds of really cool stuff that you can get in addition to the great feeling that you're going to get when you pledge your support to a remarkable radio station like KOPN. There are not that many of these stations left. Back in the 70s, there were hundreds of community radio stations all around the country. Now there are a handful, and KOPN is one of the oldest, and there's a remarkable tradition here. It's a really cool place as well. If you come down here, or up here, I guess, to the studio, because you got to come up the stairs off of Broadway there, but it's a remarkable place and really cool. If you see, just the music library alone is a sight for eyes. It's really something else to see all the vinyl in there and all the CDs and all the old reel-to-reel stuff from way back in the day. Just a tremendous amount of history and a great organization and a great group of people that make KOPN what it is. So I sure appreciate your support, and I encourage anybody out there, if you got it in your heart and in your pocketbook, give us a call, 573-874-5676, 1-800-895-KOPN, and on the web, kopn.org. Okay, I am going to play a little bit of an underwriter spot here. This is a company called Good Food. Make some nice pastries around town, and here's how they help KOPN.
This program is brought to you by listener support and a donation from Jill Rothstein at Good Food Co. Available now at her new location behind Artlandish Gallery at 1023 East Walnut, or across the courtyard in Fretboard Coffee's pastry case. Official grand opening January 1st. Good Food Co. offers scratch-baked goods, custom cakes, and catering. For more information, email jillbakes@yahoo.com or visit Good Food Co. on Facebook.
All right, that's right. Good Food Co. and very delicious pastries. I have to say I appreciate the donations from the local folks who've been bringing some stuff down here to the station and helping our volunteers keep their bellies full and smiles on their faces. And the pastries from Good Food Co., quite delicious. All right, it is Mike. You listen to Open Mic Radio, KOPN Columbia 89.5 FM. It is about 9:35. I didn't mention a friend of mine who I'm hoping to have on the show within the next few weeks. His name is Tim Carey, and Tim is a real talented singer, songwriter, and the front man for the band The Ridge Runners. And I don't have any Ridge Runners material with me, but I do have a record, a solo album that Tim made quite a few years back. I think it was maybe 2012. Maybe even 2011, but it's called The Mule and the Mountain is the name of the record, and it's actually quite a quite good recording. And I'm going to play a song off of this record that's called Apocalypse Whenever. This is Tim Carey from The Mule and the Mountain, and you're listening to it on KOPN Columbia 89.5 FM. My name is Mike Hagan, and this is Open Mic Radio.
Let's light a candle if I look down, decide to take a big fall, landing on heaven's gate, but don't budge at all. It's been like that since December. It's been like that since we met. You were weather, you warmer. Last week, push on and on and on, on and on, on and on. So let's light a candle. Oh, it's dark in this house. The world's not the same since the power went out.
Yeah. All right, that's Tim Carey from his record, The Mule in the Mountain. It's about 6 years old, but great stuff from Tim. He is, as I said, also a talented songwriter and the lead singer, guitar player for the band The Ridge Runners. And they're a good, excellent local band, actually, if you get a chance to see them out and about. And we hope to have Tim down here in the station at the studio, I don't know, sometime in the next few weeks. He's a hardworking guy, though, and has a lot going on, so we'll get him down here when we can. It is Mike. You're listening to Open Mic Radio, KOPN Columbia 89.5 FM. It is our summer pledge drive. Thank you to those of you who have called and pledged your support. If you haven't, please do. 573-874-5676. A very a small pledge, something that doesn't hurt you too bad, is still very helpful for us here at the station. And the larger, the better. We'll take any size donation that you might be able to send our way. And you can do that on the line at kopn.org as well. All right. I mentioned earlier that I'm hoping to have Violet Vandahar and Philshawn Johnson here in the studio next week. There is a program called the Jane Doe Review at the Blue Note next Saturday, and I'd like to do a little promotion for that program and see what the girls are up to. Violet and Phil have been partners in life and music for a long time, and both real talented and just a beautiful voice, Violet. So I think I'll play a song from Violet and the Undercurrents here, and give you guys another minute to pick up your telephone and give us a call at 573-874-5676 and pledge your support to community radio, to KOPN. This song is called Move Me, and once again, Violet and the Undercurrents. And I think this song is a few years old as well, but enjoy it.
Music doesn't move me the way it used to. I can't sleep the same way. Either too much on my mind or too much to do with not enough time or too much to prove, but I still try. Yes, I still try. I still try.
All right, it's a lovely song from Violet and the Undercurrents. It's called Move Me, and hopefully we'll have Violet and Phil Shawn here next week. We'll see about that, not sure, but I'm talking to him about that. Regardless, you might want to check out the Jane Doe review next Saturday at... I guess at the Blue Note Saturday night, okay? All right, it's Mike. You're listening to KOPN Columbia 89.5 FM. We got about 15 minutes of the show left today before we move along to Diana and Speaking of the Arts. And it is our Summer Pledge Drive, as I have mentioned, and I will mention it again. You know, there's some real cool stuff going on this weekend, actually, here at the station. It is the pledge drive, but there are some personal interviews that are going on here at the station. I guess today at noon, Margie Sable, we'll be we'll be here talking with Sean, and that'll be a real interesting interview because she's been around town and a part of the radio station for years. Kevin was yesterday. We are attempting to break the world record for the number of people interviewed in a 24-hour period. That begins Saturday at noon, and Sean's going to be interviewing a whole bunch of different people for just brief 2 or 3 minute interviews. I have mine scheduled actually for 1 a.m. on Sunday morning. So if you'd like to get involved and be a part of a world record breaking radio experience, go online and you can even sign up and be part of it, okay? You can take part also in a live auction on Sunday, which begins at noon and goes till 3 on June the 10th, okay? All right, it is our pledge drive, though, so give us a call, 573-874-5676, and pledge your support to KOPN and to this program. I would like to say thank you to Louise. Thanks to Louise from Columbia for her generous donation. I sure appreciate it, and she also sends her regards out to everybody else listening and says, hey, she stepped up and made a nice donation to the program and to the station, and she encourages everybody else to do the same. Okay, all right. It is about 10 minutes until 10 o'clock. We got time for a couple more songs. I think that I'll play a song here from Bartholomew Bean. Bean was here last week, and one of my favorite local artists, and very prolific songwriter and an interesting individual as well. So we're going to play this one here that is called Sedona Flyaway, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. You're listening to KOPN Columbia 89.5 FM. My name is Mike Hagan.
Sedona, Isabella, what has happened to you? You are traveling so far with your soul misted blue. Your hand your father would not give to be wed, so now it's been taken by your true love instead. And away, away, now you fly away. Away you fly from your home. Family, your friends, their tears held so sad, remembering the joy and the sharing that they had with the child and the daughter. Now the woman grown so bold to take control of her own fate. In her hands the reins she holds, and away, away, now she flies away. Away she flies from her home. Cold western sky, full of promise, full of fear. With every rising sun, stir the memories held so dear of the friends and the family in that little Missouri town, where the grass and leaves of life so green. But now you're desert bound, and away, away, now you fly away. Away you fly from your home. Brussels west, spewing amber, smoke and steam. Holding both your children's hands, you ride following your dream. With visions passing windows into the great unknown. Your journey's end in your husband's arms, with the last stop at Jerome. And away, away, now so far away, away you've flown from your home. It was 30 miles and many trips down the jolting canyon pass. Months of work hauling board the goods to where your home would be at last. Your husband Carl built a house so fine near the Oak Creek Valley flow, and there you planted your garden of trees so well they all did grow. So away, away, now so far away, away you've made your new home. The wagon loads of produce first went to Jerome. With neighbors' help, a new road was built. The way to Flagstaff now is known. On every returning trip came sugar, flour, and nails, and all the goods of your neighbor's needs, including the U.S. mail. So away, away, the wagon would away, and return with goods to your home. Your home became a guest house, your home became a store, but to be an office for the mail, to register a name was law. The choices sent were rejected, they all were deemed too long, but when your name was offered, it rang just like a song. So away, away, the paper was sent away, and Sedona became the name of your home. Prosper, but then a darkness fell. What all seemed right turned oh so wrong, with the death of a daughter Pearl. The witness of her dying threw you into such despair. The doctor advised your husband to move away for your own care. So away, away, again you fly away, again you fly from your home. The years back in Missouri saw 3 more children grown. As time to pass, your hearts did heal from the loss that you had known. Although you both were older, the memories yet were strong of your life in the Red Rock country. To return you both did long. So away, away, westerly, away, away you return to your home. Yes, away, away, you and your family away. And Sedona you returned to your home.
That's Fly Away Sedona. Beautiful song by Bartholomew Bean. You're listening to it on KOPN Columbia 89.5 FM. My name is Mike Hagan, and this is Open Mic Radio. Thank you so much to the people that have called and donated money this afternoon, or this morning, I should say. Dave Angle, my buddy, came down, played some songs for us. I have a nice announcement to make here. My friend Diggy Splash, who was planning on coming down and spending some time in the studio with us today, he wasn't able to because he does a program or operates a project that's called the Roadside Samaritan, and if you need a battery jump or a tire change or you got a flat or something like that, Diggy will come out and help you out. And he's quite a guy, and he was out actually helping some people this morning. But what he has agreed to do is to match a donation, any 5 donations up to $50. He's going to match those. So I've got $250 in matching funds from the Roadside Samaritan, Diggy Splash. So anybody who calls and donates up to $250, we can match that. So anybody who would like to take advantage of that, I certainly advise you to do that. Give us a call at 573-874-5676, and whatever you donate can be matched by the generous Diggy Splash from the Roadside Samaritan. And if you want more information about that, you can find that on the web. Just Google Roadside Samaritan. I think it's available on Facebook as well. Okay? But if you need a door unlock, or if you need fuel delivery, or if you need a tire change or a jump start, Diggy's your man, and the Roadside Samaritan can help you out. So give us a call. Let's not waste that matching gift that Diggy has so generously put up. 573-874-5676. Give us a call. Pledge your support for community radio, and take advantage of a nice a matching donation from the Roadside Samaritan. All right, it's Mike, and I'm going to play one more song here. We've got Diana and Trevor coming on to do Speaking of the Arts in just a few minutes. Diana, who are you talking to today? Let me throw a mic on for you. Go ahead. Yeah.
I'm talking to Ed Hansen from Talking Horse Productions, with one of his actors from his upcoming play, The Wedding Present, and then to Elizabeth Broughton Palmieri in the second half of the show.
Fantastic. All right. Well, I hope you have a great program. I'm going to put on one more piece of music here, and then I'll turn it over to Trevor and Diana, and you guys can enjoy Speaking of the Arts. And this has been Mike Hagan. You're listening to KOPN Columbia, 89.5 FM. Oh, this program is called Open Mic Radio. And let's see, what am I doing here? All right, here's one last song by the Hoot and Hollers. Catch y'all next week.
Thank you.